Hey everyone, this is Irvin's Movie Corner, and welcome to the episode 13 of Movies That I Did Watch, presented by Irvin's Movie Corner. There are 22 movies I watched in the month of June, so here we go. First, on June 2nd, I did watch U571 on DVD, and that was a pretty good movie. Then on June 3rd, I watched Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2 on DVD, and that was a good sequel to the first one. Then on June 4th, I watched two movies. First, I watched Postgrad on DVD, and that was a pretty good movie. And second, I watched Glory Road on DVD, and that was a good Disney movie. Then on June 7th, I watched Rugrats Go Wild on DVD, and that was a good movie from the Rugrats movie franchise. Then on June 9th, I watched Black Hawk Down on DVD, and that was a great movie. Then on June 10th, I watched Storks on DVD, and that was a good animated movie. Then on June 11th, I watched two movies. First, I watched Honey, I Shrunk the Kids on DVD, and that was a good Disney movie. And second, I did watch 27 Dresses on DVD, and that was a good movie. Then on June 14th, I watched Good Burger on DVD, and that was a good and funny movie. Then on June 16th, I watched Captain America the First Avenger on DVD, and that was an awesome Marvel superhero movie. Then on June 18th, I watched two movies. First, I watched Tarzan 1999 on VCD, and that was a great Disney animated movie. And second, I watched RoboCop 2014 on DVD, and that was a pretty good remake from 2014. Then on June 20th, I watched Fantastic Four 2005 on DVD, and that was a pretty good Marvel superhero movie. Then on June 21st, I watched It Takes Two 1995 on DVD, and that was a good movie. Then on June 23rd, I watched The Bourne Legacy on DVD, and that was a good movie from the Bourne movie franchise. Then on June 24th, I watched Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid on DVD, and that was a great classic movie. Then on June 25th, I watched two movies. First, I watched Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey on DVD, and that was a good sequel. And second, I watched The Goonies on DVD, and that was a good movie. Then on June 27th, I watched Remember the Titans on DVD, and that was a good Disney movie. Then on June 28th, I watched Shrek on Online, and that was a great DreamWorks animation movie. And they celebrated on its 20th anniversary, which is nice. And finally, on June 30th, I watched Maze Runner The Death Cure on DVD, and that was a good finale from the Maze Runner franchise. And there you have it. That's gonna do it for this episode 13 of Movies That I Did Watch. This is Irvin's Movie Corner signing off, and happy weekend.